Sebastian Klein, The Loop Approach, How to Transform Your Organization from the Inside Out. In an age of rapid technological advancements and ever-changing business models, traditional pyramid-style organizations are struggling to adapt effectively. Enter the Loop Approach, a transformative method outlined in Sebastian Klein's book, The Loop Approach, How to Transform Your Organization from the Inside Out. Delve into a comprehensive summary that navigates through the principles of a loop mindset, focusing on sense and respond thinking, purpose orientation, and autonomy in self-organization. Discover a step-by-step strategy that empowers teams, streamlines processes, and tackles challenges head-on, acting as the catalyst behind a more agile and flexible organization.
The Loop Approach. In today's fast-paced business environment, the pyramid structure often hinders organizations from adapting and responding quickly to change. The Loop Approach, which emphasizes collaboration and communication across all levels of the organization, is a more effective alternative. Unlike the top-down pyramid structure, the Loop Approach fosters an environment where all employees can provide feedback, share ideas, and make decisions together. By embracing the Loop Approach, organizations can become more agile, better equipped to handle uncertainties and more competitive in the long run. The Loop Mindset for Organizational Transformation. The Loop Mindset emphasizes sense and respond thinking, purpose orientation, and autonomy to transform organizations into agile entities. In the book, it is suggested that to change how an organization acts, one first has to change how it thinks. Traditional organizations rely on predict and control mindsets where a predefined endpoint is decided by a boss who then asks someone else to come up with a plan. The Loop Mindset, however, is based on sense and respond thinking where every employee acts as an intelligent sensor to receive and evaluate signals from the world outside. This way, an organization can distribute the ability to sense and respond throughout its structure. Having a greater driving purpose is another key principle of the Loop Mindset. For instance, Tesla's core purpose is to accelerate the advent of sustainable transport, which guides its shorter-term strategies and goals. Finally, autonomy and self-organization are also key principles of the Loop Mindset. The online shoe retailer Zappos eliminated its managers in 2013 to put more decision-making power in its employees' hands, allowing the company to become more flexible in sensing and responding to changing conditions. By embracing the Loop Mindset's principles, organizations can transform themselves into more agile and flexible entities able to keep up with the ever-changing world. The Loop Approach. The Loop Approach is a step-by-step strategy that enables organizations to transform themselves without getting overwhelmed. The approach focuses on one team at a time. Since teams are at the core of any organization, changing their behavior is key to transforming the organization. The Loop Approach empowers individual teams to execute small changes independently that add up to a big change. It equips teams to deal with tensions, a positive impulse for change, by providing a framework for communicating them and encouraging the team to work to resolve them. In a role-based organization, employees can hold a number of roles at the same time, as roles pertain to specific needs within an organization and are exchangeable between individuals. The Loop Approach supports this structure by assigning flexible roles to team members. The Loop Approach, building clarity for seamless progression. The Loop Approach emphasizes on achieving clarity before advancing to generate results, by holding 3 workshops that follow a well-structured process. The first workshop, Clarity, places a focus on alignment, people potential, and accountability, aimed at defining team purpose, identifying individual strengths, and developing a clear role structure. The Purpose Playoffs exercise facilitates the clarification of team purpose. The Personal Profile exercise identifies individual strengths and is shared with colleagues. Finally, the exercise of listing tasks and grouping them into roles aids in clarifying accountability within the team. Getting things done. Are you having trouble tackling your endless to-do list? Look no further than the Getting Things Done (GTD) methodology developed by productivity consultant David Allen. In Module 2 of the Loop approach, Results, team members are introduced to the GTD method, which focuses on personal effectiveness. The methodology centers around creating an inbox that includes all demands on your attention, not just emails. Once created, the inbox can be emptied by classifying each item under a specific category such as irrelevant, information, events, or actionable items. For the latter, the GTD 2-minute rule applies. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, complete it immediately. If it takes longer, classify it as either a task or a project. By using the GTD methodology to classify demands on your attention, you can improve your self-management and set clear priorities to get things done. The Loop approach to effective teamwork. The Loop approach, Results, Module 2, focuses on team effectiveness by resolving tensions through the 4 spaces and sync meeting. Are you tired of dealing with difficult team members? Do you want to improve your team's productivity? The Loop approach has the solution for you. In Module 2, Results, you will learn how to enhance your team's effectiveness through resolving tensions. The module first introduces you to the 4 spaces developed by Tom Thomason of the Holacracy Decentralized Management Method. The operational space and governance space pertain to the relational side of things. Meanwhile, the individual space and tribe space serve the relational domain. You'll understand how to identify tensions and categorize them into the correct space. Next, the training focuses on the operational space, which is where much of the everyday work happens. Here, you'll learn how to solve tensions with the sync meeting, a tactical facilitator-led session. In the sync meeting, you'll synchronize the team's work by discussing projects, assigning tasks, and exchanging information. Once completed, everyone has a clear plan of action, all operational hurdles have been cleared, and a productive work environment is created. By the end of the training, you'll see your team's productivity increase, making leading them a much easier task. Be a part of a team that communicates smoothly, collaborates effectively, and achieves remarkable results with the Loop approach. Empowering teams through governance meetings. This book emphasizes the importance of adaptability and how organizations can use a decentralized management method like Holacracy to achieve it. One useful tool is the governance meeting, which helps teams develop in line with changing conditions. The meeting involves an agenda that includes all governance-related tensions, which are collected and processed using the Integrative Decision-Making Process, IDM. This process ensures that the team constantly resolves tensions and evolves into a better, stronger working unit, ready to adapt to any change. In the vast expanse of history, humans have evolved tremendously from a tiny cell to walking upright. The key driver of this evolution was the necessity to adapt to changes in the environment. This adaptation is not limited to individuals alone, but also applies to organizations that require adaptability to operate successfully. The Loop approach, Evolution, focuses on promoting high adaptability in organizations, particularly the team's capacity to transform its structures, roles, and rules to meet changing conditions. This way, it empowers teams to maximize their adaptability and ensure their sustainability. One essential tool that organizations can use to achieve adaptability is the governance meeting, a crucial part of the Holacracy management method. The governance meeting is an opportunity to identify and process critical governance-related tensions affecting the team's performance. By collecting and describing these tensions with 1 or 2 words, the team can develop an agenda of items that require attention. The Integrative Decision-Making Process, IDM, is used to process these tensions, which involves 7 key steps. The process begins by encouraging team members to share any problems or tension they identify, along with potential solutions. The next step is to allow team members to ask clarifying questions of whoever raised the tension. This is followed by a reaction round, during which feedback and thoughts can be shared. The team then goes through a round of emendation and clarification of the proposal, after which an objection round is held. Finally, in the integration round, the proposal is revised to address any valid objections. The governance meeting and the IDM process are tools used to ensure organizations evolve towards positive progress continually. By regularly resolving tensions, teams can adapt to any change and increase their sustainability. Mastering communication and feedback. Module 3 of the Loop approach delves into improving conflict and feedback skills, helping team members to communicate effectively and constructively. Nonviolent communication, NVC, helps to resolve conflicts by focusing on objective observations, feelings, needs, and requests. This methodology also prepares team members to give feedback positively through the hot seat exercise, where they give constructive feedback, guiding the person in the seat. By mastering these skills, the team becomes agile and adaptable to future challenges.
The Loop approach redefines the organizational structure, optimizing your team for adaptability in today's ever-evolving corporate landscape. Through this process, you'll establish a mindset that embraces purpose, autonomy, and self-organization to transform your organization from the inside out. Engaging in a series of workshops and exercises, your team will explore the 3 integral modules: clarity, results, and evolution, guiding your organization towards higher adaptability, better team collaboration, and improved conflict resolution. By integrating these insights, you'll strengthen the agility and resilience of your organization, securing longevity and success in the continuously changing business environment.